Welcome everyone back to Weekly Weather Updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, the GFS, the GM, the ECMWF, the GFS ensembles, and then we'll finish up, have a look at the UK Net Office and the weather warnings. So we do have a lot of heavy rain around over the next 24 to 48 hours, and we generally have very stormy, unsettled conditions coming up, as we are in a real westerly phase at the moment, as we've been saying over the last week. And it does look like, as I said in yesterday's video, meteorological winter really could be over in terms of seeing anything sort of wintry over the next couple of weeks. So do remember, if you enjoyed my videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to follow on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So we do have a look at the live radar at the moment. We have a lot of precipitation around. Not massive bands of precipitation, but areas of precipitation bringing heavy to moderate rain in places. Some areas we're seeing some light drizzle, but you can see within some of these convective bands we're seeing some very heavy rain, bit of snow over the high ground, but milder areas pushing in, so that should be reducing to the highest peaks. And again, the southwest, a lot of drizzle and rain. Now the heaviest rain widely is going to be tomorrow. We're looking like, or tonight into tomorrow really, real heavy rain coming through tonight in from the southwest, and that's going to continue through tomorrow into the evening. Bands of heavy rain as we see a low pressure system sort of slide through central England. Could be windy along it as well, and as I said, we do have a weather warning for rain in southern Wales that we had a look at yesterday, but we'll have a look again in the end of this video. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of rain over the next day or two. So if you are planning anything, do keep an eye on the forecast on the radar, as there will of course be some dry periods, but for a lot of the time it will be cloudy, miserable, cold and rainy. Now, if we do have a look at the GFS, have a look at what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. Now, we're just going to whiz through the models quite quickly today, as nothing really has changed. There is, very surprisingly, we haven't really had any colder runs from any of the main models for a number of weeks now, probably a week or two now. Pretty much every run is showing mild westerly winds. No blocking at all, and it just shows you how consistent the signal is for a strong polar vortex throughout the atmosphere, i.e. zonal westerly winds. Now you can see the low pressure to our north, and then you see this low pressure system whip up tomorrow morning through central England into northern England, Scotland, and that's where we see heavy rain with it, as that low pressure spins up through to tomorrow into Monday, and then we generally just see a lot of westerly flow. More low pressure systems pushing in from the west, looking pretty miserable, and all these big low pressure systems, and if they do head slightly further southwards, they could turn things very stormy indeed. Named storms possible with this, and right towards the end of the run, high pressure in the south, low pressure in the north, a flat westerly wind, and of course we do start to see high pressure build in. We are getting to the time of year where if we did start to pump up some of this warmer air, 5, 10, 15 degrees, 850 HPA, anywhere around that, we could be seeing temperatures getting into the mid to high teens, maybe even 20 degrees into March. So that's something to keep an eye on. If we do see high pressure signal return, if we saw high pressure similar to what we had in in January, we could be seeing some quite warm temperatures potentially even into March. But again, that is a long-term trend, and at this stage hasn't got a lot of support. Now, if we do have a look at the GM run, see how that does compare. Again, you can see a lot of westerly flows, nothing too crazy. But then we do start to see a bit of stormy weather come in around a week's time, and that could continue. These smaller pressure systems spinning up along the black line of the jet stream. You can see how it is just in between the reds and the purples, no amplification really at all, just showing you how flat westerly it is, pretty zonal really. And of course the low pressure systems could turn things a little bit stormy for a time if we did of course get some cyclogenesis, some spinning up of the lows. Now if we have a look at the ECMWF and see how that does compare, and you guessed it, it is going to be exactly the same. Westerly winds, a lot of low pressure systems, these purples to our north, oranges to our south, and a lot of mild air coming in from the west to southwest, turning things unsettled and stormy. And that's just going to be the theme for the next week to 10 days, if not longer than that. Now if we do have a look at the GFS ensembles, now, you can see generally things are around average, up and down though. We're going to see periods well above average, some periods slightly below average, getting down to -5 850 HPA, but it's not going to be cold by any means, simply because those air masses are not going to hang around. They are coming in from the northwest as well, which is not a majorly cold direction, but it will bring temperatures down. Conditions will be chilly for a day or two, maybe a few isolated snow showers over high ground, and maybe some frost, but nothing too crazy. But overall, temperatures are going to be averaged around the 1981-2010 mean. So I'm expecting around average temperatures overall, but of course milder and colder days within that. Precipitation signals pretty high over the next couple of days. Bands of rain moving through. Again, not massive signals in the south because those centre of those are going to be further northwards, but for Scotland there will be a lot of rain over the next couple of weeks. I would expect potentially, given another week or two, we could start to see more widespread flood warnings, more widespread rain warnings as water levels, river levels start to rise as we see this consistent rainfall. We've had quite a dry winter so far, not too much rain in January at all for many, so it will take a bit of time if we were going to see any disruption, but it's very possible if we do continually see these low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. So if we now have a look at the weather warnings, now you can see that we still have that yellow rain warning in southern parts of Wales, heavy rain on Sunday leading to some disruption, 40 to 60 millimetres, maybe even 100 millimetres in a few spots, very likely low impact. Again, not massively high river levels, so we'll have to see exactly what happens with that. But at this stage, it looks pretty decent. We could be seeing some disruption, but I wouldn't expect anything too major, just surface water flooding, as I said, river levels aren't too high. But I would expect, if we did continue this westerly flow, which looks very likely indeed, we would be seeing many more of these warnings over the next week or two, potentially more widespread, maybe wind warnings, and of course, rain warnings as well. So we do finish up, have a look at the UK Met Office run, have a look at precipitation and temperature. Now you can see over the course of today we see heavy rain pushing in from the west, but it should slowly peter out over the course of the evening, especially further southwards, but still hanging on in the south and across Scotland before more heavier rain pushes in through early hours of Sunday. Big massive rain through around lunchtime Sunday, not looking good, miserable through most of Sunday. And then through Sunday evening we do see more heavy rain push in around this low pressure system through early hours on Monday. Could be quite a miserable rush hour for parts of East Anglia before that eventually does move away. And then, through Tuesday, another band of heavy rain, maybe some snow over the high ground, but nothing too crazy. For another weather front pushes in, more heavy rain, another weather front, and you can just see how this sort of repeating signal of high pressure, low pressure oscillating between each other, or small ridges of high pressure, let's just say, with a lot of weather fronts, heavy rain, and potentially some winteriness over the higher ground. But at this stage, it's nothing too crazy. Just a lot of rain, unsettled, stormy conditions. Now, if we do have a look at the max temperatures, see how that does compare. Again, you can see earlier this morning, a bit of a frost in a few areas, but temperatures are on the up. And this afternoon, temperatures widely 6 to 8 degrees. A bit milder further westwards, we have milder air pushing in. And through tonight, temperatures not going to really drop below the daytime highs of today, 6 or 7 degrees for many in the south. And tomorrow afternoon, temperatures are going to peak around, again, 8, 9, 10 degrees. A bit cold further northwards, though. Through Sunday, once again, nothing too crazy. Temperatures dropping cold in the north, but still mild in the south. By Monday afternoon, again, 7, 8 degrees, around average, really. Monday could be seeing a frost into Tuesday, especially for the northwards as cold air is pushing in. Maybe even down into possibly East Anglia as well. But Tuesday of the day, 8, 9, 10 degrees, the temperatures start to push up once again. And by Wednesday, temperatures once again 14, 15 degrees, big mild sector pushing in, so looking very mild on Wednesday, and temperatures hardly dropping below 9 or 10 degrees in the night. So you can see temperatures are very much up and down, a lot of precipitation coming up over the next couple of days, and some very heavy rain, stormy conditions for some. Really is not looking great if you're wanting any dry or wintry weather. So nothing too much has changed, but it is looking still pretty miserable if you're looking for, as I said, any colder or drier weather. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, make sure you stay safe out there in the rain, and I'll see you again for another video soon.